Yes.
Chris, what is our second main topic today?
Our second topic, Rob's so excited about. It's from Darren Miles. Hello, John. First time, long time. I saw a new feature drop this morning for Moon Knight. There's some stuff in there we've already seen, but I wanted to ask you about 3 particular things in it that we haven't seen or heard before. 1, the supernatural transformation we see at the beginning of the clip with the raps engulfing him. 2, the comment about the show addressing mental health in a serious way. 3, the comment about Moon Knight being Fight Club meets Indiana Jones. What did you and Rob think of those?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And yeah, of course, the countdown is on. We are inching ever closer to the release of Moon Knight at the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken, just a few weeks away.
3 weeks, man.
Very excited about it. And we're starting to see a little bit more coming out about it. I remember it was kind of crazy that when they dropped the first trailer, a whole hell of a lot of people watched it. And that was really encouraging, especially consider that a lot of people never even heard of Moon Knight, which maybe drove a little bit of the curiosity. And so, yes, it was today that this new spot dropped. And I'm just going to play a second of it. And when I say second, I literally mean a second of it. But we actually get to see in this supernatural elements, like real heavy supernatural elements with him. As we see Oscar Isaac, he's got his glowing eyes. He's going into whatever mode that the Avatar Aang goes into. When
The Avatar state.
Yeah, the Avatar state. We see Oscar Isaac going into Avatar state, and this one little quick clip, just what? What was that? I remember they started it with that. Let me play that one more time because that's so damn cool. Hold a second. Woo! Now we haven't seen that before, right? So, Rob, I know we were bringing up the question a little bit about how grounded will they keep it? Will they go more into supernatural stuff? Will they introduce new different types of elements? So let's run down through those 3 questions they brought up. Number 1, the supernatural element. That looked great. That looks really good. And straight up movie quality. That little transformation he's going through there, straight up movie quality. Part 2, where he says, there's a part in this featurette, it's like over a minute and a half long, where Oscar Isaac talks about, we talk about mental health in a very serious way in this, which I'm pretty damn glad to hear about. Because, when we heard about Iron Man 2, it was, and what was the storyline called? Demon in a Bottle? It was that the name of this Iron Man storyline? And we heard there are going to be some elements of Demon in a Bottle in Iron Man 2. Tony got drunk at one party, and that was it. That was their big homage to Demon in a Bottle. Because a lot of us thought, man, are they actually going to go into alcoholism and the substance abuse that it becomes, and because of the pressures Tony faced? And he got drunk at one party, and that was their homage. So I'm very curious when they say that, no, we are actually going to talk about mental health, because that is apparently a very key issue to who this character is. I mean, they play that up a lot in the different characters, so that's great. Third thing that they covered, was when, I can't remember what the name of the actress was, but the actress in the show said, she's being interviewed, she's talking to the camera, says, Moon Knight is Indiana Jones meets Fight Club, or Fight Club meets Indiana Jones. To which I go, really? Tell me more. Speak more. What is it? Fight Club? I mean, I think we can, especially if you look at the end of Fight Club, you can maybe see some of the similarities of it. Indiana Jones meets Fight Club. I can honestly say I've never heard any show, movie, property described that way.
Never.
And it's got me interested. So, Rob, there's a lot to cover here. All right. We've got the footage, which we've got some new looks in this footage as it is. We've got the commentary about looking at mental health seriously, and we got the commentary about it's Fight Club meets Indiana Jones. There's nobody on this planet, I can say 100% full stop with certainty, maybe short of Oscar Isaac's mom, that is more excited about this Moon Knight show than this gentleman sitting to my left. So, Rob, those 3 questions get posed. How do you address them?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I'm conflicted, John, because as a Moon Knight fan from way back, the version of Moon Knight I fell in love with is not the dissociative identity disorder character. But they've done so many interesting things after they've added that element to the comic character that there's been some great stories told in that realm. It's almost like a whole different character, to be honest. But it looks like they're combining these things, and I love the idea. First of all, I love Fight Club. And I love the idea of a character who doesn't know what he's doing necessarily. And, you know, in the original iteration of Moon Knight, Khonshu was not necessarily a real force, a god, a character that had influence over him. But that changed as the comic moved on. So Khonshu is a god, essentially. And if they're going to go that direction, that's a fascinating addition to Marvel's, the MCU's cosmology. But the idea that a character who has dissociative identity disorder, who doesn't know, like at night, if he doesn't know he's Moon Knight, and I would suspect that perhaps he might envision these wraps coming around him, but he might just be wearing basically a white sheet. Like, we don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. Is he going to forget that he's Moon Knight at night?
The way you describe that sounds like the Leonardo DiCaprio scene in what's the one he just did with Scorsese?
Shutter Island?
No, Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, yeah.
When he thinks he drove home completely safely, and then you look at the reality of it.
Yeah, I mean, the Lamborghini, that I love stuff like that. And if they're going to do that, it seems like they're going to go in that direction. The idea that he's having these things, but then what if you find out he thinks it's disassociative, but it's actually Khonshu, the god Khonshu doing this, and it's actually happening, and the way they're going to play with all this, it's exciting. I mean, it seems exciting to me, and I look forward to it. But it is weird, John. It's not exactly, it is kind of a combination of things, but I'm fascinated by it.
I'm curious about your response to the comment about it being Fight Club meets Indiana Jones.
I think that's, I mean, if it's the Egyptian iconography that has made you snap, or indeed the god Khonshu that's playing with your vision of reality, I think that's a fantastic idea. You know, somebody who believes they're some historical figure, like, I don't know, Nero or Alexander or something, and it's because of perhaps the influence of actual Egyptian gods. I think that could be very cool.
All right. I want to read this one thing off, though, before we go over and hear from Chris. This comes to us from the folks over at the USA Today talking about the new spot. And they write, while the Disney Plus Marvel shows, including WandaVision, Loki, and Hawkeye, until now have been continuations of personalities from feature films, which it has been so far, Moon Knight adds a completely new character to the MCU. The show has its own style, a globe-trotting action-adventure. By the way, I didn't know it was globetrotting, but it's going to be globetrotting action-adventure mystery and horror elements reminiscent of Raiders of the Lost Ark and Ghostbusters. But just as critical as the daring do is the series' emphasis on one man's struggle with his mental health issues. That's from the USA Today, kind of backing up what we heard spoken by Oscar Isaac. Chris, you had a chance to see this little promo piece. The three questions our viewer asks are, you know, what do you think about the visual effect? What do you think about the idea of them tackling mental health? And what do you think about that comparison to Fight Club and Raiders of the Lost Ark? What do you think?
All right. The visual effect is awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool looking. It looks so great. The tackling mental health. I mean, bouncing off of what Rob here said, it's exactly what I want to hear about this show. Dissociative disorders are often played up incorrectly in film and television. A lot of times mental health or mental health stigma gets perpetuated in a very, very negative way. And so with an actor like Oscar Isaac, I was really, really hoping we were going to take this seriously. I was hoping with these writers we were going to take it seriously. And it sounds like we are. And dissociative disorders really do lend themselves to a lot of these character traits, right? Continuity issues with your own memory loss, personality and identity issues. This all makes sense for this character in a very grounded way amidst all the fantastical. And that leads me into Fight Club because, yeah, if we have a dissociative disorder where you don't always know who you are, where you have big gaps in your memory, and if we have the brutality of Fight Club with the awesome adventure and antics of an Indiana Jones type film in this TV series, I mean, what more could you ask for?
I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, I got the image up here right now. I mean, the whole, first of all, what's the character with Mr. Knight?
Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight, yeah.
Where he's dressed up as Mr. Knight, looking in the mirror, seeing himself, but obviously one's got his hands out, one does not. So it's looked like he's like almost having an argument with himself.
Where does that image come from?
I believe this is also from. I believe this is from Entertainment Weekly, right?
It's either Entertainment Weekly or People.
Yeah, it was one of those two.
Wow, I hadn't seen that.
Who published that first, and like that is a pretty awesome. Again, he's got the Avatar state eyes going on, and he's ready to go full blown, but that looks really great. Ray, I'm just curious. I know your attention right now, Ray, is totally dedicated to one Master Chief and Halo. But looking beyond that a bit, what do you think about the stuff we're seeing here for Moon Knight? And where's your excitement level for it right now?
Well, they just released 3 new posters, Rob. Did
They
you see
did.
them? They're
No.
great. You haven't seen them?
No.
Okay.
Today?
Well,
Hold on.
you know what? This Mr. Knight character, his whole look, I really like it. So I'm interested. I'm still confused by his story because I don't know anything about him. But that's why I'm depending on this show to teach me, so I can learn about this character because I know nothing about him. All I know is I always think he looks cool, but that's it.
All right, you know what? Just for a second, I'm going to pull up these 3 posters we have in mind here. So here's the one. I'll bring this up here, Rob, so you can see it as well. There's one. Now, if you look very closely, you've got Moon Knight in the foreground, but almost 80% transparent. Behind him on the left is Oscar Isaac, and behind him on the right is Mr. Knight. So that looks pretty awesome, holding that blade. Then we move on to the next one, and this time we got Mr. Knight in the foreground with Moon Knight and Oscar Isaac in the background.
Mr. Knight looks so cool, man.
Right.
Mr. Knight looks freaking
He looks so
awesome.
slick.
But the poster before that, it kind of looked like Deadpool in the hood.
And then, of course, the one poster is with the Oscar Isaac character in front, whether it's Mark or what's the other personality's name?
Steven?
Mark, Steven.
Steven, that's the other one. Where you
Jake.
got the 2 knights in the background behind him. These posters, I think this one's my favorite. I think the one with Moon Knight in the front is my
Yeah,
favorite.
I'm looking at these.
Although
Yeah,
the
these
one
are
with
all-
Mr. Knight in the front is also pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all amazing.
You like these ones, Rob?
I'm very excited, John.
I have a
I
feeling
feel
at
blood flowing to my nether regions.
I have a feeling at Comic-Con we're gonna see a lot of Mr. Knights.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think you're going to see a lot of Moon Knights. Mr. Knight's actually the easier one probably to cosplay. You just got to order some white clothes. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think of all this stuff? First of all, the new footage that we're seeing, I think it looks absolutely terrific. Second, the new posters that have come out, the comparisons to Fight Club and Indiana Jones sounds really great. What do you guys think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a minute and thank the sponsor of today's video, the good folks at Keeps. Now look, you guys probably already know that 2 out of every 3 men will experience some form of hair loss by the time they're just 35 years old. Now that's where Keeps comes in because Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors. That means the guys that use it love it. Keeps offers a simple, affordable, and stress-free way to keep your hair. It's also low cost. Treatments start as low as just $10 per month, and Keeps offers generic versions for the 2 FDA-approved medications to prevent hair loss. That means treatment plans are affordable, typically half the cost of pharmacy prices. Keeps has everything your hair needs delivered straight to your door with discreet packaging and proven results. Remember, prevention is the key. Treatments can take 4 to 6 months to see results, so the sooner you act, the better. When it comes to your hair, save more, spend less with Keeps. So if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to Keeps, that's KEEPS.com/Campea to receive your first month of treatment for free. That's Keeps, KEEPS.com/Campea to get your first month free. Keeps.com/Campea.